One of the most common ways to retract a cuspid with a removable appliance is the use of a cuspid retraction spring. In the example shown here, this spring is soldered to the labial bow and comes around to grab the mesial aspect of the cuspid to give it a distal pull. Because the spring sits high, it will move the tooth distally and also bring it down incisally as well. Adjustment for this appliance is mainly done with finger pressure alone. First, test fit the appliance in the patient's mouth. Once you see it fits, take the appliance out and simply with finger pressure squeeze in the direction that you intend to move the tooth. In this case, we intend to move the cuspid both distally and incisally. Then place it back into the patient's mouth, and as you can see, it should sit again halfway across and down the long axis of the tooth, and the patient will simply use their finger to engage the spring. If the spring tends to pull away from the tooth, place a composite button on the mesial aspect of the tooth to engage the active spring. Alternatively, you may simply place a bracket and use it as a positive stop to engage the cuspid spring. Another approach to retracting a tooth, such as a cuspid, is to use a combination distal kicker spring tied in with the use of an elastic force. As you can see, this is a distal kicker spring which can be actively engaged by using finger pressure, and then to keep a constant pressure on the cuspid, simply attach an elastic to the open hook end of the distal kicker spring. You can activate the spring by hooking onto the open end of the elastic and carrying it back to a hook on the Adams clasp. That will allow constant force to be placed on the cuspid. Then seat the appliance in the patient's mouth.